The driving force has always been art. And this is just another outlet for that. So either it's a paintbrush or my fists, it's still an extension of me. So it's always been art to me. It's a whole clusterfuck of wildness. It's G.G. Allen meets pro wrestling meets nightlife. So it's more than just a wrestling show.
What's up, guys? I'm Ian Freed, professional wrestler. We're on our way to meet Chris, the hipster heartthrob Casanova Valentine, the preeminent deathmatch wrestler in New York City. Now, what is deathmatch wrestling? It's intense. It's hardcore, it's violent. Whatever weapon you could think of, it might show up. Light tubes, panes of glass, tables, chairs, barbed wire, thumbtacks. You know, you don't think of this kind of violence as art, but Chris does. He's a prime example of the kind of guy that thinks about wrestling itself as an art form. So I really want to pick his brain and understand why. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Ian.
Ian, Casanova Valentine, Christian.
Nice to meet you, Christian.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for having us.
This is Other Half Brewing, where I work. My day job.
During the day?
Yeah, my day job, and I...
At night, you get pricked on the forehead
roll
here.
in barbed wire and glass and other big dudes, so. Well, I'm off work now. We can go check out my apartment. I have some art from previous shows, so I can show you a little bit of that, and we can talk a little bit more if you want.
Let's do it.
So this is Casa Valentine.
Oh, man.
Casanova. So yeah, this is just junk that's built up. I have so many action figures in my room, it's spilling out into here, so that's why there's just stuff here. I'll tell you why I have such a love for pro wrestling and why like my apartment's filled with action figures and I'm kind of a man baby and that kind of aspect is when I was a kid, I loved playing with action figures on my grandfather's chest, and he had a stroke and I would play with his toys on his chest, and that reminds me of a time before death, before my anxiety, before my depression. It was just Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joes, WWF wrestling, and just unadulterated, just fun. Just life was enjoyable. And so I think I've always clinged on to wrestling and old toys and old nostalgia that makes me feel good, old video games, because it reminds me of a time before I had to deal with the anxiety and pressures of what reality is, of one day dying and never existing again. So when I wanted to be a pro wrestler, it's because my depression was really bad. I was fucking sad as shit. I moved here with a girl who left me. I was just bouncing clubs. I got stabbed. I've been shot at. And it was just, life was bad. And I was like, you wanna know what makes me happy? Pro wrestling makes me happy. Why don't I do that? Why don't I just chase it? I got nothing going on. What's holding me back? Nothing. This painting was at the first Deathmatch show. So I hung paintings of famous dead wrestlers. And I continue to push the art aspect of these shows. It's not just me just fighting a guy in a bar.
This is actually an art show. This is actually performance art and fine art.
And I hand draw all the flyers. I book everything. So art is a very important part of the show. It's not just...
You studied art in school, right?
Yeah.
So what are the New York State Athletic Commission rules? Like, is it legal to run a deathmatch wrestling show in New York?
So here's how it works. By me calling them performance art shows, it gets me away from the commission. So legally, the commission can't do anything about my shows because New York State, you're not allowed to use weapons or violence. You have to have show insurance, ambulance on call, but I do my shows as performance art, but I don't do that just to be a loophole. I actually, honestly, without all my fiber being, consider them art shows. I consider pro wrestling to be the oldest form of folk Americana performance art. You gotta understand, performance art is art I can only convey with my body. It's fucking storytelling on the fly where I'm working the crowd and I'm manipulating their emotions. So it's not so much I think of myself as an artist and a wrestler, it's just an artist, and wrestler is a subgenre of that. So to me, it has and always will be art.
How did that idea come about?
I always wanted to be a pro wrestler, I always knew I could do it. I played college football, I wrestled my whole life. I was always athletic for as girthy as I am, and then I broke into on the indies. I wrestled locally for like 2 years, probably 2.5 years. But then it started to feel like work. It's nothing against any indie workers or promotions, but it just wasn't filling the void that I started wrestling for. I started wrestling just to have fun. I booked an art show at Tender Trap where I used to be a bouncer, and I was like, want to be cool? It's a pro wrestling theme art show. Why don't I wrestle someone in the venue space? So it was originally only supposed to be one show, and then it was good. I had another one, and now here we are, you and me sitting here, Deathmatch 9 tomorrow night at the Tender Trap, 66 Greenpoint. So yeah, here we are. Yeah, it was kind of a happy accident. I never meant to be a big thing, but now here we are.
These guys know you're here at the hardware store?
Yeah, I come here fucking every other month.
So what type of stuff are you looking for?
Well, there's certain things that are like kind of like deathmatch.
The old standards.
Expected, yeah, standard deathmatch stuff like staple gun, light tubes, tacks. But every once in a while, you just find something silly that or cool or interesting. It's actually part of the artistic process is just finding instruments to use in my performance. So this is the hardware store where I usually get most of this stuff at. So yeah, I basically just see what looks dangerous.
Well, let's find something.
Yeah, I'll let you go first. Fly swatter?
Fly swatter, standard.
I think they want maybe a higher level of violence tonight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I bought a length of chain last time. Oh, here it is. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna try and make the garter weasel my thing. Can you hold this powder?
I would be happy to.
Oh, yeah. You know? It looks like a medieval torture device. It's called the garden gopher. We're gonna do that. I need to get a staple gun. That's over here. Well, this one's fucking huge.
Oh, man.
See, this one's bigger and it has bigger staples, but this one's only $11.
And it comes with staples.
And I'm all about value. Casanova is all about value shopping for his deathmatch supplies.
Cutting coupons before you came here.
I think we're gonna go with this one. Ooh, easy. My asshole gets so tight trying to get these to Tender Trap because I'm always like, please.
Should we get a couple extra, just in case?
No, we'll make it happen.
Do you know what he's gonna do with this stuff?
Have I told you what I do with these? I wrestle. I'm gonna hit a guy with this.
How do you feel about that?
Got everything we needed. We're all set to go. We've got a bunch of thumbtacks and some other miscellaneous shit. That, and let's go get some doors. It's the hipster heartthrob, Casanova Valentine, here with Orion Dove. And the rest of Vice on our way to the Tender Trap for Deathmatch 9. Be there or be fucking dead. See you there, G-Raver. There you go.
Love it.
Yeah, right.
How do you think that went?
I just make them. I don't take myself so serious that I have to edit them all the time.
Right.
I just make them exist, you know. So.
It got so fucking hot in here since you did the promo.
I know. Yeah. Wait till you see how hot the room gets.
Oh man. This is absolutely insane. In indie wrestling, you get thrust into a lot of different crazy environments, but never in my life did I expect that wrestling would bring me to this, the basement of a bar in Greenpoint.
You're gonna come out with 3 tubes already. Your back will be to the stage. You're gonna take your shit off. I'll wait. Fucking throw a line, duck it, boom, star hot. I'll usually build the weapons, but we'll just fuck it.
Let that sink in for a minute.
Boom, yeah. I'll settle down on my knees, open me up.
Yeah.
Maybe you have more piece, break another piece, whatever.
G-Raver and Casanova Valentine, they're gonna be up in about half hour, an hour. They just put the finishing touches on their match, and they're just kind of placing the weapons where they need to go. This is absolutely insane.
Tender Trap, are you ready for Deathmatch 9? Yeah! All right, let me hear. Are you ready for your challenger? Yeah! Coming all the way from the 6th floor, weighing 185 pounds. Give it up for G-Raver!
So you've been wrestling death matches all over the world for a little while now. How is this one different?
This one's different based on the environment. And I love any underground kind of punkish type thing, and this is definitely the environment for that.
So do you view this as like artistic expression for you?
Yeah, highly. I always looked at wrestling as art. I still do. And, you know, I've always incorporated my art into it, so I see how much love he puts into it. It's his baby. He wants, you know, it to be as best as it can be.
Hailing all the way from Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York. 6'3", 275 pounds. The hipster heartthrob himself, Casanova Valentine.
I've heard other guys say, you know, it's almost kind of about mentally preparing yourself. Like,
Yeah.
falling in thumbtacks sounds worse to the audience than it actually is. It's just a bunch of
Well, you gotta
preps when
think,
it comes down to it.
by the time I'm wrestling, I'm so fucking, let's fucking die. Like, I mean, I'm sure it hurts really bad. You know, but at the time, I'm just so fucking amped up and ready to fucking go that, like, in the adrenaline of it, I don't really feel it. I definitely feel the bumps days later.
These people are going crazy for Casanova, as you can hear. Remember, it's gonna start, duck the clothesline, right to the head. And there it is. So, because you're not going through the state athletic commission, you don't need to have an ambulance, you don't need to have a doctor. Don't you think you need those things?
I won't lie, there's a couple times I probably shouldn't need a doctor, but I'm kind of just doing the punk rock, you know? And for me, it's like the hospital's not far. If I need to go, I'll take myself there. Even though it looks chaotic and it's like a fight club, I do the best I can with my referees. We're really good at professional keeping everyone closed off before a big spot. So yeah, could someone get hurt? Totally. But fuck it, dude. I can't sideline my creativity and what I want to do for other people constantly telling me, no, or I wouldn't be here right now. You gotta believe in yourself and you gotta try to be as safe as you can.
Okay, I don't know what else I could say. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. We just saw one of the craziest wrestling shows I have ever seen. Was it art? Art is in the eye of the beholder. But I know that I just spent 2 days with Christian Casanova Valentine learning what it takes to put on a DIY wrestling show here in New York City. And that was the fucking experience of a lifetime. Was it art? Yeah, I think that was fucking art.